tell you what, guys, thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
Thanks to you.
And I'll start out by saying that the new album is excellent. John Freeman, it really is. John Freeman from Frontiers, he sends out the Holics tracks to all of us to to preview and everything. And I've actually listened to the album probably 3 or 4 times. I was just listening to it this morning, and you guys haven't done an album together, correct, for 7 years? Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
And just listening to this, it sounds like, the band didn't miss a beat. You sound tight. What made you guys decide to reunite and do a new album?
Go off.
Okay, it's a very long story. I would answer all of your questions and all of your considerations with a simple sentence.
Okay.
I truly believe, and I'm pretty sure Andrea believes the same, that he agrees, that when a band has nothing to say, it's better to stop and wait rather than releasing album by album, year after year. So probably the reason why this album sounds good enough and why it sounds like the band is still on the road and on the path of the music we are supposed to play is that we had 7 years to get the inspiration and to get the will of doing something on the level of our previous releases.
Right, after.
So that's all.
After being away for a while, you have to have that spark, to get back up and do it again. You have to have a reason.
Yeah, but I tell you, 7 years is a long time. I agree with that. But
right.
I prefer to release one album every 7 years, which is a good album, than releasing 7 albums in 7 years,
right,
which nobody will ever care of.
Right. Right. You have a sense of professionalism, and you want to deliver the best product that you can. As musicians and also to the fans, and that says a lot about what kind of band you guys are. You want to make sure that not only are you happy, but the fans are happy with the product, and that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to add something, go on. Huh?
Right.
No, it's okay for me. I totally agree with Olaf, honestly. I just want to add a little bit something more about what Olaf says in order to better understanding from the past. I never stopped to compose music with Olaf, but we do that just for enjoy ourselves, if you know what I mean.
Right.
We like to do that since 20 years or something like that. So we used to play together, writing songs, drink a couple of beer, of course.
Right.
But we never thought after the tour, supporting the Return 79 Part 2 album, to write something for a new Labyrinth album. That's the real situation that occurred to the band. And we started again to think about a new Labyrinth album after the Serafino's Call. So, another thing that I would like to underline is that...
Serafino is Frontier's president.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Right. 7 years could be a lot, could seem a lot, but it's not so much if you think about the period necessary to write a song, to record a song, to arranging the song, find the right studios, the right components of the band. So it's a long trail, if you know what I mean. So in my personal opinion, 7 years are a lot, of course, but I do not have the impression that so much time is passed by the last album. So
right.
That's what I would like to add. Nothing more.
Right, and like like we said before, you guys put out the quality material. So that's that's important. So if it takes you
Thanks a lot.
10 years, and then it takes 10 years, and but if you get quality, that's what sets the bands apart from each other. I mean, there's bands that put them out, it seems like they put things out like every 6 months, and you hear the same material.
They actually do. There are bands doing something like that nowadays. I mean,
right.
We always complain that the market is going down, and we think we will talk about the problem, but we don't try to figure out why this is happening. And I don't know if this is the cause or the effect, but what is for sure is that nowadays you see bands, because they need to stay on tour continuously, and
right.
they release albums, best of, and almost every year or every couple of years, which is understandable, but
right.
I don't think, at least I couldn't keep the same average quality, the same level if I should release one album every year, because it's not that you go in the studio and you start recording. What do you write? How do you write? How do you record? What do you record? You need time to write one song, 2 songs, 3 songs. It takes a lot of time, and so it's not a matter of time to me. It's a matter of quality.
Right, and this album, I mean, is definitely quality. And you guys have a couple, additions like Nick Oleg and John on drums.
Yeah.
What element have these guys brought, to the band as far as writing and song structure? I mean, how those guys fit in for you guys as a band?
Go on, Andrea.
No, go on, no problem.
What?
I would answer to the easiest call. I mean, this is a
Okay.
really difficult question, so I
No,
prefer
it's quite. It's not actually that difficult. I mean, it is bad when you change a lineup, especially when a band like us is on the road since many years, and maybe people are getting used to some members. But after 7 years, the truth is that we were not really sure about making a new album, well, we didn't know if, how, and when. When this happened, when we got the call from Frontiers offering us to do this, the first thing we realized is that we needed a fresh lineup, made of members who could have enjoyed and who could have given us 100% of commitment to the music we were about to write. And in this way, the 3 guys who joined the band, which are John Macaluso, Nick Mazzucconi, and Oleg Smirnov, have been very, very important, because first of all, the simplest way is that, of course, you get 3 new members, very high skilled, and automatically you get some new fresh ideas in the band, even if they don't participate to the songwriting. But if you let them free to express themselves, they will bring something sounding new to the band.
Right.
And secondarily, they got again the excitement for doing something, because sometimes when things stop for too long, it happens, and some of the old members, they lose a bit of that excitement, and making music without excitement is not really the best way to start. So
right.
In this way, the songwriting, well, basically me and Andrea are the ones who wrote the album. That's where every song started from. Me, Andrea, a couple of beers and guitars.
Right.
And as we always did since the Return to Heaven Denied times, we sit in front of a table or in a rehearsal room. We start, I have an idea, this is good, this is not, this is maybe okay, but I would change something. And this cooperation usually leads to something, maybe a riff, maybe a full whole song.
Right.
But that's how we proceed. Once we have everything ready, we start sharing the ideas with the members, with Roberto, and then with Ole, the keyboard player, and then Nick, and then John. And what they add to the songs, sometimes to the demos we are preparing, they bring something maybe sounds so cool that we say, okay, this is so cool that we're going to change the special, or we're going to add a solo part. And the cooperation between all the members in the end leads to the final result. So every member is really important to the final result.
Right, and with the album, you know, you're just talking about, you know, the final result. That's what I was going to ask you is, I really love, you know, the whole album, but one of the songs that really stands out that I really like is A New Dream. And, you know, the song, to me, I mean, it has a, you know, it has a nice kick and it really stands out, but you guys as guitarists, you know, together, the way you play is really what stood out for me. And, you know, how do you guys feel about the album after you hear it now, you know, now that it's ready to be released? How do you feel as far as that it came out from a musical standpoint for you guys?
Oh, it's not so easy to explain. Anyway, I'm just to answer to this kind of question in the same way. Since the beginning, we put in our songs different elements, musical elements, of course.
Right.
Sometimes we would like to play in a really aggressive way. Sometimes we like to play something more soft or easier, something more easy listening. But in general, the elements we use when we write the songs are really exactly the same. Of course, the combination, the mix of these elements brings to different results, of course.
Right.
And yeah, for a song like "A New Dream," we thought about the Return to the Night Spirit, for example. We talk about songs like "The Night of Dreams" or "Heaven Denied." We like to play in that way. So it's just a combination of the elements that we used to put in our songs. That's all. So it's not a matter if we thinking that way right now or 7 years ago or 20 years ago. It's exactly the same. That's the reason why we prefer to write the songs in the way that Olaf explained. So every Labyrinth song, or better, every successful Labyrinth song started in that way, with two guitars and a lot of ideas to share.
I would, if I may, I would add that it is important to specify that the songs that they sound like as Labyrinth supposed to sound, they become that way when we play together, me and Andrea. You mentioned a song, "A New Dream," which is a funny thing because this is a song Andrea wrote, and he wrote a demo, and he was about to he didn't want to use the song. He was not happy about the song.
Yeah.
He was not sure about it. He wanted to discharge the song. And at first, nobody said anything. We continued working on other songs.
Right.
But then once I listened again to the demo, and then we met to write the new material, and I said, "Andrea, this song is great, so I think we should put this in the album." And he was really not sure about that. So, however it is, what I mean is, what has been funny is that this could not happen if we would be working alone in our rooms. You know, if I would be working alone and he would be working alone, we would probably not use some songs which in the end work and are very perfectly fit into our style.
Yes, it was really funny just because when I started to talk about the new Labyrinth songs, I remember that I was in my little studio, and I says, "All right, in 2 days I need to share with the other guys some ideas."
Right.
And I put all myself in few songs, and I wrote, not all songs, but I composed the idea of A New Dream in maybe 10 minutes.
Right.
So of course, my opinion of the song was influenced by that. I was not sure that a song wrote in 10 minutes could fit for a high quality album that we would like to do. So this was my opinion, but of course, when I listened for the Rob melodies, and for the arrangement coming from the other guys, I immediately changed my opinion. And right now, A New Dream is one of my favorite songs of the album at the end. So this is the story.
That's a great story too. That's a great story. And it's funny. I mean, a lot of the artists that I talk to, you know, they tell me, you know, some of the songs that they write in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and those are usually the ones that are the ones that blow up.
Let me tell you one thing which I guess every artist will agree with. Most of the most important songs in a band usually have been written in a few minutes or within a day. And it's simple, the reason why. Because that means that song is working perfectly and it doesn't need any special arrangements or cuts. Or when a song works, it works.
Right.
It works the way it is.
Right, and it's good. It's good for you guys too. I mean, you could tell that if a band is you know, gels together, and the guys are familiar with each other like you guys are, you know, it makes it so much easier as far as, you know, the pressure to you know, to do things a certain way. And you guys already are in the flow, and you know what works with each other, so that helps out a lot as far as an artist.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Now, how about, you know, I've been listening to you guys, you know, since '98, and you know, some of the older material, and you guys did, you know, Return to Heaven Denied obviously was you know, was a great album. And you know, when you have an album, you know, like that, do you guys, you know, bring in the elements like from that album? And because this album sounds, you know, it sounds great, and it sounds like it has some of those elements from that album in it. Do you guys feel that way? Is there anything that you feel like you brought in from that album into this new material?
Well, you know, that album, every time, it's logical. I mean, I understand it. Every time we write a new album, we always compare it with Return to Heaven Denied, and it's reasonable, I understand. But you must understand the point of view of a band. It's not that we think of that album every time
right.
We write something. It's like we are doomed, you know, and at the same time we are very happy to be doomed, because not every band can have one outstanding album which people will always mention. So it's at the same time a big luck, it's a blessing, but we know that every time we will be compared. The truth is that it's always us. It's the same guys, it's the same people, it's the same band playing and writing songs. You cannot expect that those people to be the same 20 years later.
Right.
What we do is that at the same time we listen to many kind of different genres and music. We listen to metal, we listen to pop, we listen to dance music, we listen to classical music. If we could, individually, every single one of us would probably write different music. When we write at Labyrinth, and when me and Andrea sit in front of a table with guitars, we already know how it will work between us. And that simply is going to sound Labyrinth. This naturally leads to listen and to hear and to remember something that also comes from the Return to Heaven Denied era, but it's the same people. So, of course it is like that. It's not something we do intentionally. It is.
Yes, it's exactly the same about what happened 20 years ago when we wrote Return to the Heaven Denied album. I mean, of course, we how can I say that? But I remember that when we listened for the final result to the master of the album, Olaf has the impression that we are in front not of an album but a compilation of different songs. So we was not so I mean able at the time to understand what Return to Heaven Denied album will be in the next future. So, Return to Heaven Denied album was written in not an intentional way. So, as Olaf said before, right now it's exactly the same. Also for us, the final result also for that album was a surprise, just because it's not so easy to understand before listening session of the master of an album to understand what we've made. So it's not so easy to explain, but there's no secret. There's two persons working with other guys thinking about the moniker Labyrinth, and that's what happens every time.
And I get you. I totally agree. I see, you know, the elements in this new album, but really, to me, guys, personally, this album is fantastic. I mean, it's excellent. I think it's going to do very well for you guys. You know, I hope that you get you know, what you're looking for out of this, and I hope you know, a lot of people worldwide get a chance to really hear this, because it's a quality piece of music. It really is. It packs all the great elements of metal. I mean, progressive. There really is, and it's, you know,
I personally, I know. I hate to say this, because every time every musician you're going to interview will tell you something the same, but I hope it sounds different. I truly believe, I really feel this album to be the best I ever wrote as Labyrinth. I know it will never, it must not be compared with something which is 20 years older, and it came out in a different period, and after 20 years people are still talking about it. So I don't want to say it's better than another album, but to me, as a musician, as one of the guys who wrote both of these albums, I really feel this album, to me, sounds like the perfect album I wanted to write nowadays.
Right.
As the man and as the musician I am in 2017. I couldn't write anything better. So to me, the mission is already accomplished. And it really fills my heart. I'm happy whenever I have an interview, while the reviews are pouring out, and I see and I read that most of the people got it. The thing I like the most so far from what I hear is that people there's some heart in this music. It's something made with a heart.
Right.
And to me it's very important. This album has a strong meaning to me, and I guess also to the other guys. And to me, mission is accomplished. Now the rest goes to the writers, to the magazines, and in the end to the fans, last but not least, who they must listen to, and they will decide if it was worth the waiting or not.
Yeah, the only problem, John, is you have to wait 20 years more for the next album. So be patient for the next one.
I'll tell you what, though, guys, this album right now is worth a 20-year wait. It's that good. I mean, you really did a fantastic job on it, and I'll definitely be owning it. Like I said, I was telling.
You know what's the problem, John? Is that in the past, Return to Heaven Denied comes from a period in which people were still enjoying a release. You were waiting for the album to be released. You were going to your shop, buying your CD,
right,
opening your booklet, listening to the songs, sharing it in the car with your friends, and an album had a much longer life in terms of time. Nowadays, the albums are burned like a match, like a piece of paper.
Right.
You work 1 year to realize something. It goes on MP3. People listen while they already download the next album, and while they answer a couple of messages on WhatsApp.
Right.
And nowadays it's so difficult to get the same aura, the same mystic aura you can get around an album, you know.
Exactly.
We know it's difficult, but we did everything we could in order to make people feel this is a special album. And I guess once you press play, you can still feel it's not an album made to be burned in a few days.
Right. And the way you put that perfectly, that's exactly the way I feel. I always feel, and I felt like that ever since I started, listening to music. I want to have the physical piece in my hand because, to me, it's an art form. It's a piece of art that somebody handed to me, and it's like you said, it's a year's worth of work. I want to open it up. I want to see the band's picture, and I want to see the lyrics, and I want to see the who did it, who produced it. Yeah, really, it's a piece of art, and I get you. I totally agree with you 1,000%.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, do you guys have any plans for a tour for this album to support?
It's a difficult part. There are two kinds of bands nowadays. There are bands who really need to be on tour continuously, because
right.
that's what they do for living. And as we said, they release album after album just because they need an excuse to continue going on tour.
Right.
And this is something we don't feel like. We are not like this. We don't need it, and we couldn't do that because actually most of these people don't have an easy life.
Right.
There's not this big feeling of there's nothing so godlike in being a musician touring all the time. So we are one of those people, one of those bands who released an album. We are already getting lots of offers and requests for touring everywhere. We are having offers for South America. We got the first offers for some tours, but the truth is that we want to sit and wait and see how is it going with the album. I think we are still the old school, metal guys. We want to see if I believe it shouldn't be the band going on tour everywhere and hoping for people to come. It should be the fans to say, hey, I like this album, I bought this album. The labels should say, guys, you sold enough copies, you should think about touring. And of course, we will be playing. We are starting to fix the first shows. We want to play. We love to play. I don't want to be misunderstood. We really love to play, but we don't want to plan 150 shows to play in front of 50 people. We want to play if and when it will be actually requested by the situation. So let's sit, let's wait, let's see how the album goes. We will do everything we can to support it, even live. If anybody should ever offer us a show or whatever in the United States, we will be happy to be there. But it's not going to be us, those who will push to get a show over there.
So it's up to us as fans, to get it out there.
It's always up to the fans.
Right.
Every band. It works like that for Beatles and for the smallest bands on earth. We are not a cover band. We don't need to get booked every day of the week to get our $50 for the show in a pub. We release an album, and we release, as you say, maybe it sounds too high, but we release a piece of art.
Right.
Is it art or not? We don't know. It's the people who are going to decide. There are many painters who can make very good drawings, but not everybody is Michelangelo.
Right.
So that's the people who listen and decide. And of course, we also produce an album. So if the people are going to buy the album, I'm not being material here. It doesn't matter, but sales are important, because if you don't sell enough, that means nobody cares of what you just released. So why should I go to it everywhere?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Especially during that period, just because in the past was often usually more difficult to listen for a band. It happens if you buy the album or you share it with your friends, but nothing more. today you can join an album, join the music from band in several ways. Maybe it's not my
Hello?
but if you want to reach our music, and yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello? All right.
Easy.
I'm saying that it's easiest right now to reach our music in different ways. So there's no need to promote every day our album in using live shows.
Right.
People can reach the album in certain ways, so it's up to the fans. If the fans will decide to see and listen for our music live, we are ready to do that. So we need just to wait and hope that the people will enjoy the album as happened with you, and to decide to bring our baggages and start for a really big tour. This is our expectation, this is our dream. Again, we are 40 years older and more, so nothing has changed in front of what happened 20 years ago. But fortunately, we don't need to, as Olaf said before, to play every night for $60 or something.
Right.
We will wait. Yeah, that's all.
Now, how about is there any last words or anything else that you guys want to get out to the audience that we can relay?
Oh, well, I honestly, it's not so easy to understand what is the musical taste is that belongs to the American people in that moment.
Right.
So I'm just curious to ask you if our sound will match with the actually tastes of American people. Just because it's just a curiosity. And if yes, what I want to say to all the US fans, it's please ask us to come in your beautiful country. That's what we need. So we are ready to do that. If you really enjoyed the album, please find a way to contact the band. We have several ways to do that, and ask us to come in your beautiful country in order to play some shows. That's my message. But the question is still active. What you can say to me about our music in your country? What do you think about it?
The way I look at it, I'll tell you guys the truth is I've always been more of a fan of the bands from Europe than I have been of the American bands. You guys, there's an element that you have to your music which I think really it makes a huge difference, and it's the fact that the quality you could hear in the music. You don't hear you hear guys that are seriously professional. The structure of the songs is tighter, and to me, it's a bigger sound. It's a more technical sound and more precise. And to me, as an American fan, I embrace that. I think you guys are fantastic, and I would love to see you guys come to America and have the chance to play for the audiences here. I mean, it would be great. If I could front the money to get every one of you guys over here, I would do it in a minute.
Thank you very much, John. Personally, I want to end this just underlining something we already talked about. I want to thank every single person, even from your country, but not necessarily, from everywhere, but since we are talking with you from the United States, and I want to underline how long we've been working on this album, how much time we spent in order to realize this album, and I would just please try to ask everybody who might reach this interview, asking these people to please don't waste this album listening while, I don't know, watching TV or chatting on Facebook.
Right,
just
right.
Try to get the old feeling back. I want to invite people to try taking 1 hour of their time listening to one album, to this album, the way they were used to do in the past. And that would be enough. To me, it would be enough.
That's great to say it. You know, I really hope that they do too. I hope they appreciate it and embrace it.
I hope so.
It's
because, sometimes when the first times I was thinking about this, I realized I was talking about myself as well, because all of us are getting so much involved with the internet and technology that we do 50 things at once.
Right.
And in the end, as a result, you don't do anything at 100%. And everything we do is sliding aside without even noticing. And
right.
I did something like this album, this last year. They just released Fates Warning, one of mine and also Andrea's favorite band, released an album.
Yep.
I bought it, and I was listening while doing other things, you know, and I was saying, oh, this passage is cool, but I was not listening to the song.
Right.
And then once I got home, and I realized, I say, now I want to sit, I want to put the CD on, and I want to listen to this album the way it's supposed to be. And I realized how different it sounded. It sounded cool to me already, but since I did that, I enjoyed the album at 200% of its potential. And then I realized it's also my fault. I mean, everybody is too much involved in doing too many things at once. So I just hope at least one of the people who will ever read this, or listen to this, please try doing it, and you will see you're going to enjoy not only our album, but any other music you probably missed in these years.
You're right. You're right. Exactly right. I did a review for the Fates Warning album in August of last year, and they put my review on their website. And it's that is a fantastic album, and you guys are right up there with it. There's no doubt about that. And everything that you just said right there. When I review an album, I try not to be distracted by anything. I put my headphones on and I listen to each track, and I try to deliver the best review that I can based on what I hear. I don't let it outside distractions, you know, because it's not fair for us as media and as fans to put a review out that doesn't really tell the whole story. I try to take the readers on an experience. I mean, and that's really what an album is, and it pays tribute to you guys.
There are so many people doing that nowadays. It's a pity. It's a pity.
Right, and it doesn't do anybody any good, and it doesn't show any tribute to the artist. I mean, I take what you guys do, I take it to heart, because you're delivering something, you know, to me that is, you know, that it's a part of my life, and it's been for 30 years.
Well, thank you very much.
And really, that's what it means to me, guys. And I wish you nothing but the best with the album. I hope it sells like crazy. I'll promote it as much as I can here. Get the word out.
Thank you very much.
And for this interview, guys, is there? I do a recording of it, and I put everything together in a real nice presentation, and it goes on our website, which is rockinthefastlane.com, and we have a YouTube page. Is there anywhere that I can send it to you guys, so you'll get a chance to see it?
Yeah, we are available. We are available on Facebook through our official page.
Okay.
You will find Labyrinth quite easily. It's an official page, and should be Labyrinth Official if I'm not wrong. And
it's Labyrinth Italy.
Labyrinth Italy, yeah. You see, I'm not that much into technology, as I told you, but anyway, you search for us on Facebook, and you will find it very easily. And you can you drop us a message, and we will be also happy to share your interview through the page. We will publish and promote.
Okay, great. I'm going to do a review for Frontiers too, and I'll get that out for you guys as well. But
thank you very much.
I have to say again, thanks guys for everything. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
It was a pleasure.
No problem.
Thank you.
We appreciate you in America, and I like I said, I'll get the word out. I wish you the best, and you guys have a good day, and good luck with the album.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you very much. You too.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
I'll see you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Ciao, John.
Bye-bye.